Welcome to the Academic Success Crash Course series presented by the Office of Academic Skills at Washington College. Today's video is how to create a plan for success, and we'll go into detail about the different time management systems students can implement in their routines. There are 3 time management systems that many successful students utilize. These include a semester or monthly timeline, a weekly outlook, and a daily to-do list. We'll go into more detail about each one, but all 3 are important because they offer different levels of organization and time management. The semester or monthly plan is the biggest plan of the 3. You can choose to make a semester-long outlook or break it down by month. Either way, the system will contain all the important dates you need to know at a quick glance. This time management system also allows you to think big. You can see upcoming projects weeks or even months in advance instead of on a week-to-week or daily basis. By knowing what weeks or days are busy for you in advance, you can adequately prepare for them ahead of time. One way to do this is to break up large projects. If the project is due on a week when a lot of other assignments are due, start preparing early. Set mini deadlines and put them on your semester or monthly plan to hold yourself accountable. This is an example of what a semester outlook would look like. On this, you would write major deadlines and the smaller deadlines you set for yourself. Be careful not to go into too much detail given the lack of space, and because too much information for the whole semester might start to overwhelm you. You can also use color coding to help organize major tasks. This is an example of a monthly outlook. It's similar to the semester outlook, but is less overwhelming for some students. You can color code your assignments here as well. The next time management system is the weekly schedule. When making your weekly schedule, there are a lot of factors you'll want to pay attention to. The first thing to do is block your courses. Schedule your courses or other activities back to back if possible. Hour-long breaks are not enough to be productive in between classes, and you'll probably end up wasting that time. Instead, try to make your breaks 2 hours or longer, so you have time to get work done. If you do have an hour-long break, try to use it for lunch or dinner. Next, you'll want to make a plan ahead of time. The semester or monthly system is just a timeline, but the weekly schedule allows you to plan out when, where, and for how long you'll work on each assignment. You should also aim to attend all of your classes. For every class you miss, the more you'll have to make up later on your own. For example, it may have only taken you an hour to learn the material in class, but when you have to teach yourself what you missed, it may take twice as long to learn. So don't make things complicated for yourself. Skipping now will only hurt you in the long run. When planning out your time, you also need to decide if you're a night owl or a morning person. Schedule your study times only when you can seriously engage in work. Don't study simply when you have time, but instead schedule time for when you can do your best. Something that takes 2 hours in non-peak activities may only take an hour for the same quality or better during peak hours. Please note that even if you work well at night, your brain is not functioning its best after a long day, so make sure you start early enough that you can maintain quality work. And finally, be consistent. Consistency is super important to the way our brains work. So when making your weekly schedule, many things should stay the same from week to week. For example, maybe Monday afternoons from 3 to 5 p.m. you always study in the library for ecology. Even if you don't have a test or homework due soon, using that time to study anyway will help prevent cramming before an exam in the future. And if you finish earlier than your scheduled time, you can either choose to get ahead on other classes, or you can reward yourself with some free time. This is an example of a weekly outlook. It might look a little overwhelming with so much planning for every day, but it works well for students who need more structure. For other students, you do not necessarily need to schedule chill time, your showers, or wasting time. However, there are a few things you should always have on your schedule. These include class, work, designated study times, meetings, practices, labs, clubs, or any other reoccurring event that takes up your time. It's important to understand that weekly schedules will change slightly, but it's good to have some structure to go off of. So if a meeting comes up that's normally when you study for ecology, you'll have to move when you study for ecology that week. Moving your schedule around slightly as things come up is better than having to try and find time to study every week with no set plan. Another tip is that you can color code your schedule or make your schedule on your computer or phone and set reminders for yourself. The last time management system is the daily to-do list. At this point, you know your schedule for the day based off of your weekly outlook, but you don't have a list of what you should be doing during those designated times. For example, you may have written study for ecology from 3 to 5 p.m., but now you need to make a list of what that actually means. It could be making flashcards, rewriting your notes, making a practice test, seeing a tutor, or something else. Being specific about your tasks allows you to give yourself direction and goals. It may also be helpful to think about how long it takes you to complete different tasks, to set realistic goals for yourself. You might want to see a tutor, make flashcards, and rewrite your notes, but can you get all of that done in your scheduled study time? So, consider how long each task might take. The tutoring appointment may last an hour, flashcards may take you another hour, and rewriting your notes may take you 2 hours. This means you need to pick what goals you want to set for yourself today, because you can't do it all. This leads to us prioritizing. Will seeing a tutor and making flashcards be more helpful than rewriting your notes the whole time, or vice versa? Once you decide what is important and urgent, put those things on your daily to-do list and save the others for another day. To summarize, there are 3 time management systems we have discussed. The monthly outlook is to see the big picture. The weekly outlook is to make a plan. And the daily to-do list is to set your intentions for the day. All 3 of these systems work together to give you structure, consistency, and keep you organized. All of these things can help translate to a better academic journey. If you would like to go into more detail or have someone help create these systems for you, please visit the Office of Academic Skills webpage and make an appointment with an academic skills tutor.